I want to talk to you about business credit cards, and I want to really talk to you about some expenses that you should never put on a business credit card. I mean, those expenses could be pretty tempting to actually charge on the card on a business credit card, but don't do it. Okay, it's really important to understand that whether you have an LLC, S corporation, or C corporation, you need to really keep your company legally separate from its owners or shareholders, right? So it doesn't matter the legal structure of your business. You want to segregate your business affairs from your personal affairs, okay? So if you do that, basically the court will the court and also the regulators will actually apply to your business something called the corporate veil. In other words, you are shielding your business or your personal assets from any liability if something were to happen to your business unfavorably. Okay. And one thing I want to say is that it's important to understand that basically you actually when I speak about business expenses, I'm speaking about a large array of charges. Right. You can have equipment, computers, inventory, business travel, mileage if you or your employees have to drive, cell phone services, Wi-Fi, software subscriptions, or entertaining clients. So it really depends on your business, right? Every business has different rules, different I say requirements, operational requirements. So those expenses actually are going to depend on your niche. But one thing I want to say here is that when I say there are some expenses you should never put on a business credit card, I'm speaking to you about misallocating funds. Okay, so when you misallocate, let's say, expenses or funds from a small business point of view, you're really hurting yourself. You're hurting your business multiple times. Okay, it's really important to understand that it's kind of similar to taking money from the business, because if you actually are actually charging certain expenses in your business credit card, you have to understand that you have to pay this in full. You have to pay this in full before the due date. Otherwise, you're paying interest. Can you imagine? You're paying interest on whatever funds you use to let's say to fund your business. I mean, whatever funds you need to operate your business. Okay, now let me talk to you about the expenses that you should never charge on a business credit card. Number one, mortgage or rent. I mean, this is really important, okay? So whether you have a commercial real estate property or your personal home, don't actually charge the mortgage or the rent on a business credit card, okay? You should never do that. In most cases, a mortgage company won't let you pay with a credit card anyway, and rental properties will probably charge they'll charge very high fees. Excuse me, they'll charge very high fees if you use a credit card. Okay, so it's important to understand that you want to really be clear upfront, okay, about the type of funding you're going to use to actually pay your mortgage or rent. And some exceptions may include if your business is run completely out of your house, but you may run actually into issues with zoning laws or rental agreements, but you probably shouldn't charge your business's rent or mortgage to a business credit card either. Okay, again, most mortgage companies won't accept debt for debt payments through a credit card anyway. The second expense that you should never charge on a business credit card is actually payroll. I mean, I'm talking about all kinds of payroll, whether you're paying your full-time employees or your part-time employees or your contractors, your subcontractors, whatever. Okay, you do not want to really charge this on a business credit card. Okay, so you may be tempted, and I've seen some people, actually some entrepreneurs, playing that game. Like, you may be tempted to use your business credit card to run payroll so that you can earn cash back or other rewards. Payroll makes up a big chunk of most companies' cash expenses every single month, and it can be hard to get other types of financing like small business loans to cover the cost. Okay. However, most credit card companies will have terms and conditions that prohibit you from using your business credit card to actually pay for payroll. So they'll actually look at the kind of transaction you charge on the card anyway. Okay. And they'll allow it. I mean, they'll either disallow it or allow it. So it's best to pay employees using liquid cash from your business accounts rather than trying to use a business credit card. Another expense that you should never put on a business credit card is actually personal travel. So that's the third type. So you have mortgage or rent, number one, payroll, number two, number three, personal travel. So if you travel often for business, you may actually piggyback your personal vacation time onto your business trips, right? But what you want to do here is that you do not want to follow this route. The reason is that you want, I think I said this before, you want to segregate your personal affairs from your business affairs. So you want to think about how you can really separate your personal travel expenses from your business travel expenses. Okay. Now, many employees choose to pay for business travel using their own personal rewards credit cards and get reimbursed by the company so that they can earn travel rewards points for their personal use. This is a perfectly acceptable way to pay for business travel as long as your expense reporting and expense management systems are set up for it. So it's just better to keep the company credit card out of the equation if there could be any chance for misuse or confusion. Okay. I mean, you know your company more than I do. You know your employees more than I do. So you have to see what kind of system applies better for your company. Also, you should never put on a business credit card high risk investments. Okay. It's never a good idea to use business funds to pay for high risk investments, but using a business credit card to buy stocks is actually generally out of the question. For the most part, brokerage firms won't let you use your credit card, personal or business, to fund brokerage accounts. Okay. They generally only accept ACH or bank transfers, wires, or checks anyway. So something to really think about. So if you are using, if you want to use your business credit card to fund high risk investments, that means you have to really withdraw cash from the business credit card first, and that will actually trigger other expenses, other fees, right? So you got to really withdraw money from the business credit card first, and then use the card, and then use the cash to actually fund your brokerage account. Another expense you should never or you should never put on a business credit card is actually your personal medical expense. Okay, and this is kind of similar to what I said about business expenses versus personal expenses. So, I mean, of course, your business as an entity doesn't have medical expenses or medical problems. Okay, unless I mean, not physically. That's what I mean. But it's important to understand that even though healthcare is the biggest expense for most people in this country, you know, and even with a company covering the cost of insurance, those bills add up. So this is something that can be actually that can be concerning. Even in your case, you can even try to have a business credit card that actually will give you rewards for certain expenses, but don't do that. Okay, it's never a good idea to use your business credit card to pay for personal medical expenses. Personal credit cards or health savings account cards are a much better way to pay for personal medical problems. Okay, whether you go to let's say a hospital or a clinic or a lab, whatever. Okay. Also, another type of expense you should never charge on a business credit card is let's say legal expense. I mean, let me just put, if you have legal issues, you do not want to put any results of those lawsuits or whatever you have on a business credit card. Okay, whether it's a divorce, personal injury, or estate planning, you should not use your business credit card to pay for personal legal expenses. Again, it's important to keep personal issues and business issues separate in order to avoid mixing up legal liability. Okay, in order to actually to pierce the corporate veil. Okay, I mean the court might give you might render a decision that is unfavorable to your business if you are constantly mixing corporate affairs, business matters with personal matters. So it's important to keep those two things separate. So another expense you should never put on a business credit card is a cash advance. I think I spoke about that a little earlier when I talked about high risk investments. But now I want to insist on the fact that there are many things you need to really understand. Okay, cash advances can be tricky on a business credit card because the issue is that you can't always prove that the cash is for a business expense, and the fee you pay is probably not worth it. I mean, the fee can be all the way to 30%. Can you imagine that? I mean, one thing for sure, when you're thinking about a business credit card, you have by default higher credit limits than what you would have received from a personal credit card, right? I mean, you have a business credit card that can give you a $100,000 or $50,000 in credit limits. So you could be tempted to actually take maybe five grand from your limits, okay, and then actually convert that into cash so you can really take care of the this month payroll or something. But it's really not worth it if you think about not only the fee that you're paying, but also the ongoing APR, because most business credit cards and personal credit cards for that matter have a different set of APRs depending on the nature of the transaction. So if you're talking about a cash advance, the APR you have to pay, okay, at the origin, but also on an ongoing basis, is not the same APR that you will pay for regular purchases. Okay, so something to really keep in mind. So one thing I want to say is that basically the interest charges can get very high when using a credit card for a cash advance. So if your business needs cash for payroll or other expenses, try other financing options. Okay, you can try revenue-based financing options, or you can try a business line of credit. If you're constantly having some funding limitations because your cash flow is a little deficient, I would say go for revenue-based financing. So, for instance, you can try a merchant cash advance. You can try invoice factoring. You can try accounts receivable financing or accounts receivable financing or factoring. Okay, so you have to look at whatever works for your business. So those are the top seven expenses that you should never put on a business credit card. Okay, I just want to quickly recap for you: mortgage or rent, payroll, personal travel, high risk investments such as such as stocks or bonds, personal medical, legal issues, and cash advances. Now, let me talk to you about expenses that should almost always be charged on a business credit card, and I'll explain to you why. Because there are some advantages when it comes to charging those transactions on a business credit card. Okay, so using your business credit card for business purposes is an excellent way to help improve your business finances and cash flow and earn rewards in the process, right? So this is kind of cool. And one thing I've seen in the last 40 years is that you see a lot of business credit cards having rewards programs and perks just for normal business expenditures like international travel, advertising, and office supplies. So basically, those cards can also offer consumer protections for business purchases that use in cash one. Okay, so first of all, you have advertising fees. You want to always charge advertising on a business credit card. This is really, 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 this is important. Okay, if you advertise your business on social media, search engines, or in traditional media, using your business credit card to pay the invoices can be a great way to earn cash back or other rewards. Many business credit cards offer extra rewards or bonus offers specifically for spending on ads. Okay, so you can think about Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, Pinterest ads, YouTube ads, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and the cool thing is that it's even easier to set up recurring payments with a business credit card. So if you spend the same amount every month, you can just pay automatically. So this is pretty good. The second expense you should always charge on a business credit card is actually a business subscription fee. Actually, a normal business, a regular business has several business subscription fees. Okay, Whether it's software, a trade magazine, or local news outlets, you should actually use your business credit card to pay for business subscription fees. It's another opportunity when you think about it to just set it and forget it with an automatic monthly or yearly subscription plan and still earn cash back and other rewards for expenses you are already paying for anyway. When you think about expenses that should almost always be charged on a business credit card, I want you to really think about accounting software expenses. So whatever you pay for QuickBooks, whatever you pay for Zero, whatever you pay for Wave, whatever you pay for NetSuite accounting, whatever you pay for those software providers, you should charge it on a credit card, okay? Or even other accounting software resources, because it doesn't have to be an accounting software per se, software tool. It may be something else. It may be you're paying a bookkeeping service, okay? Something related to your company's finances. You can use your business credit card to pay for it, okay? As with other business subscriptions, the credit card can be can be actually set to pay off the monthly or annual fee automatically, and you can earn rewards or cash back on your credit card statement easily. And that's what you want too. I mean, that automation is important because it not only helps you streamline your business budget, it also allows you to have a clear idea about your liquidity needs. Okay. Also, when it comes to financing major purchases, you want to really use a business credit card. So if you've got a major purchase coming up, such as a large amount of inventory for the holiday season or new equipment for expanding your business, you may consider getting a new business credit card to take advantage of any introductory period offer. Okay, there are a lot of cards that offer a 0% for a certain period of time, actually up to 21 months in some cases, and they will give you also a cashback and other rewards for the big expense. Okay. So using a zero interest welcome offer can be a good way to pay off a big purchase without getting a high interest loan or other financing, as long as you don't go over your spending limits and make payments on time. You want to really make payments on time because the credit card provider is going to make sure that you are sticking to the conditions that they have. Okay, and sometimes you can also use the business card to do balance transfers. But if you are going to, whether you're doing balance transfers or one-time purchases, just follow the conditions, because sometimes they want you to make the transaction within, say, 120 days, like within 4 months, within 2 months, within 3 months. Okay, so you gotta really make the transaction within within the time frame that is actually allocated to you. If you want things to happen properly, and if you want to earn rewards that are associated with this business credit card. So in today's conversation, I spoke to you about 7 expenses you should never put on a business credit card. Just want to quickly recap those expenses: mortgage or rent, payroll, personal travel, high risk investments, personal medical, legal issues, and cash advances. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.